Hello, myself Sunil R Nair, and here basically we are discussing about the topic that is currency and which is directly connecting to the earthquakes. So here topic basically is what actually currency dependency is, and that is actually the main topic. But in this basically we connected to the incidents, lots of things basically we connected. Then basically we connected to the human needs, basically what the human needs basically eat, what are the business, what are the sales, what are the business, each and everything basically we discuss. What are the incidents basically, what are the things basically which can happen, and what are the things basically which will happen. That each and every data basically, data science basically project, that basically all are the data science project basically, right? They are literally the data science project only basically, right? Now basically another person told that basically tomato data basically has generated in the environment, that basically the nuclear power company has taken it. Tomato written, tomato process happened, the data basically taken by the groups. Why? Because you are going to do that activities only, the human needs basically which had basically. So your bodies basically are controlled by the your human needs basically. So your security groups are basically your human needs basically which you consume, and they only basically creates problem to your body basically. So nowadays the world basically has converted into very bad level, that is basically the business and sales basically it has converted to very bad basically. The things basically which you are going to have, the things basically which you are having, the human needs basically, they only creates harms to you basically. They only have the authority to harm you basically, and they basically harms according to the sales and business basically, and that is very very bad basically level sales and business. For example, somebody damage your head, so that is happened on the base of your human needs basically which you had. Somebody is damaging your eye, that means somebody has given your data to that particular software company, that this is the process basically which is the basically thing basically had basically. And few sales group basically say that we are basically taking care of his body here basically, we are taking care of his head, we are taking care of his eye, we are basically taking care of. So like basically things are also basically there. So here basically the topic basically was which we were discussing, that is incidents basically. Each human needs basically in this world basically, not only basically in the potato side basically, but in world basically whatever human needs basically are getting created, that basically has generated to incidents basically. Because the reason basically might be whatever human needs basically you produce basically from the factory or wherever by nature basically, they basically tells you that these all are the things basically you are going to do when you are going to consume this all human needs. For example, I will take one example. If you are going to have vegetable from this side, you are going to perform these all activities. If you are going to have human needs from that mall basically, you are going to perform that type of activities. And related to mall basically we have taken the best example, 1 lakh child basically, that example we have already taken. 1 lakh example we have already taken. So like this also things basically are there basically. So like this one of the person basically told that up to what level the human needs basically are created, and 3 lakh incidents means too much basically. Then he told that basically 3 lakh basically I just taken as a number basically, but in human needs basically how much human needs are there? You just see few people says that basically we basically create basically each and every sometimes basically what happens, the political people says that basically nowadays basically it has become very dangerous to create the incidents also. So you do one thing basically, you 10-15 software company in group basically just give the requirement of your thing basically. For example, 15 companies software company basically told that basically We are basically into potato creation, we are into tomato creation, we are basically into flower creation, we are basically into lasan creation, we are basically into onion creation, we are into petrol creation, we are into oil creation. So just in 15 16 17 people basically give your requirement in one bulk only basically. Then government told that basically okay, yeah, this 17 incidents, the 17 human needs basically which is going to generate by this software company, according to that basically we are going to create the incidents and we are going to give the data to the nuclear power company. So this type of thing basically happens. Why? Because nowadays batch level process things basically has started by the data processing company basically. So just see how each and every system basically connects. How basically each and every system basically are connecting basically. How each and every system basically are connecting. That data level process basically is happening. So that basically also converted into the government also basically started that we will also basically start the data level process. So here basically what are the things going to happen? Here basically thing going to happen is basically the Bollywood group basically. They will say that basically our incidence basically has generated, but it has generated less basically. What about that basically? Because the previously basically each and every small software company each and every company basically was giving us the contract. Now government is telling that basically give the contract in bulk basically. We will design the incidence according to that basically. Because government is telling basically that to create incidents basically nowadays basically it has become very risky. Why? Because lots of government basically places are getting damaged. Lots of government places are also basically getting damaged. And company basically the groups basically are giving to create the incident. But here the main thing is software company don't know that. They are the things basically what are basically the real thing basically. They basically know this much only basically. Our software basically is going to create tomato. That's all basically. That much only basically the software company knows. This incidence creation basically they don't know basically. They basically don't know that, but the company owner knows. Company owner knows that basically whenever the tomato is going to be consumed by the each and every human basically, that is going to produce this all activities 100%. And break basically of that chain is also basically there with the software company basically. That is the most dangerous thing basically. So like this basically he tells that whatever activities he is going to do, that chain basically are with us, and we keeps the always break chain also basically. Now what is basically the trend basically has created up to that basically, and this is basically very dangerous basically. This is very dangerous basically. But how basically without human needs basically you can't survive basically in the earth planet. You need some food, right basically. Without that basically you are not going to survive basically in the earth planet basically. You can't have your normal life basically in the earth planet basically, right? Without any foods. And to have the foods basically you require the money also basically. So as much royal food basically you want, and as much royal activities you want to do, then basically you need the money also basically. Up to that level basically money you require. So for that basically the set of sources basically are created to have the money basically. So this also basically connects to the currencies. So in next video basically we are going to see that basically how basically the incidents basically are handled by the governments, handled by the Bollywood groups, and how basically the software company basically don't know that the incidents basically is created and each and every things are designing for their purpose only basically. They don't know basically. So that also basically we will discuss basically how they handle this situation also basically. So in next video basically we are going to see this only.